rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Judy presiding. We're going to hear the case of McCaffrey versus Silverman Sachs Incorporated. I would like to thank the jury for their time and cooperation in the trial thus far. And let us get started.
Please state your name for the record.
James McCaffrey.
When did you get hired at Silverman Sachs Group?
It was in November of 2009. I was hired on as a junior analyst straight out of college.
So tell me about your time at this company.
Well, I worked as a junior analyst for about 3 years. I was hired on in March 2012 as a senior analyst, which was a position that I held for approximately 2 years before my termination.
So what was your relationship with the defendant in your capacity as a junior analyst?
Well, I only had limited contact with him as a junior analyst. He was, I wouldn't say a direct supervisor of me or anything like that, just passing by conversation, and he was just, seemed to be generally avoidant of me, just didn't really interact at all, didn't really want to know me, and just kind of cold, you know.
So what was your relationship with him as a senior analyst?
Well, when I was hired on as a senior analyst, he was my direct supervisor, so he coordinated everything, evaluated my reports, performance evaluations, things of that nature.
Okay, so how did the defendant make you feel discriminated against based on your sexual orientation?
Well, everything was really good when I came on, you know, at least for the first couple of weeks. Then he just started treating me in a demeaning manner. I think that he found out some things about me that he didn't like too much, and it just kind of got hostile from there. He started making comments about my homosexuality and just offensive things that were just directed towards me periodically, you know.
So when did this start?
It started in, I believe it was either late October or early November of that year.
Okay, so can you describe the frequency of these comments?
Well, at first they occurred maybe a couple times a week, and they were just kind of side comments, you know. And at first I took them well, you know. I just accepted them, and then I started to object to them. I wanted to bring it up to him that I felt uncomfortable about these comments, and then it all really changed for me.
So what was the defendant's response to your objection to these comments?
My going assumption was that he would take them well, but he really increased the frequency at which he was giving these comments to me. They became more vicious as well, and he also increased my workload substantially, such that I could not meet production or the quotas that were set for me.
So when were you terminated?
I was terminated in early April of 2014.
Okay. And what were the circumstances surrounding the situation?
Well, I received some performance evaluations the years before, and they were both of low grade, citing deficits in my work quality, quantity. I believe it was attitude and attendance and punctuality were the 4 categories. But I truly believe that it was because of my sexual orientation and his reservations towards me as a result.
No further questions. Please state your name for the record.
Stanley Fisher.
And when did you first meet the plaintiff?
In March 2012.
And what was your relationship with the plaintiff?
The plaintiff was a senior analyst for a company, and I was the supervisor.
And the plaintiff claims that you made anti-homosexual comments towards him. Did you make these comments?
I did not.
Okay, so the defendant claims that after he objected to your alleged comments towards him, that you significantly increased his workload and increased the frequency of the offensive comments towards him. Is this true?
This is not true.
What were the circumstances that led to your decision to terminate the plaintiff?
I terminated the plaintiff strictly on merit, more specifically job performance.
Can you elaborate that a bit?
Yes, his quality and quantity of work were not up to company standards. He was often showing up late to work, as well as his attitude was very negative and was not promoting a good work environment for other employees.
And so the plaintiff claims that he was discriminated against based upon sexual orientation on the performance evaluations. Is that true?
That is not true.
So no further questions.